One complaint is that a sister says, I wear the hijab and I feel the hijab is restricting me because when I go out with my husband, I see that he's looking at other women who are more dressed up and looking more beautiful. What should I do? Should I wear clothes that will grab his attention more? Maybe tighter clothes, put on some makeup? What should I do? I feel like the hijab is limiting me in this aspect. And my husband is looking elsewhere when we go outside. First of all, don't think that if you dress up more, if you wear tighter clothes, put more makeup on, or even if you remove the hijab, he's not going to look at other women. Your husband is not looking at other women because you're not dressed up, because your clothes aren't too tight. That's not why. Your husband has another struggle. He's struggling with temptation and desire, which is a natural human struggle, and that's something that he needs to work on. Don't think that by you changing what you're wearing, making your clothes more provocative, that means he's going to stop looking at other women. That is not the case. Your husband is not looking at other women because you're not beautiful enough. You're not dressing up enough. Even if you were to dress up enough, he's still going to look because he has another struggle that he needs to address. Therefore, my recommendation in this case is to have a talk with your husband, but don't lecture him, because husbands don't like to be lectured about this. They really don't. They might feel offended, or they'll become defensive. They'll even get angry. So don't lecture your husband about this, but do appropriately when he's calm and you're having a good conversation, do bring it up. Tell him, this is something that I want to discuss with you. You're a man of faith. I'm not doubting your faith, but, and I'm not saying that you do this deliberately or intentionally, because a lot of them do say, yeah, it was unintentional. I looked at other women, but it was not intentional. Tell him, I'm not accusing you of looking at them, with lust or in a deliberate way. But this issue should be observed between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does tell us that we need to lower our gaze. And we should not look at other women who are dressed up and we're looking at their bodies, at their clothes in a physical way. That's something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited. So remind your husband that he has an obligation between him and the Almighty God. Secondly, ask him how you can help. What can I do? Is there anything that I can do to help you with this? It's a struggle. But consider me as your partner, and I'm willing to do anything that will help you. If nothing works, try to appropriately and creatively approach maybe some of his friends whom he trusts, whom he has a lot of respect for. Communicate this point to them. But do it in a very appropriate way, because it could backfire if your husband thinks that you're going and exposing him in front of friends. You have to be very creative. Find an appropriate way to communicate this point to one of his friends and have them talk to him. In the end, this is a struggle that he needs to work on. You being more flexible with your hijab, sacrificing aspects of the hijab, wearing tighter clothes when you leave, is not going to address this problem. This is not the solution to the problem. We need to look for other solutions.